You know what's great? When you make a coffee and then you forget you made a coffee, so you go and open a can and drink, and now you're just sitting here with two drinks, like, Hey guys, welcome to Timmy Talks, the show where we find problems and we talk about the problems and we try and solve the problems, and I still don't have an intro for this. I just kind of ramble at the start point of the video. But you guys love it, I can tell, so yep. This episode we'll be talking about addictions. So to start with, I found a really good definition of addictions here, so I will give that to you. The state of being enslaved to a habit or practice or to something that is psychologically or physically habit forming. Now I quite like that definition because it really gets to the point about enslaving, about, you know, an addiction takes over your life, and it's quite hard to come to terms with that if you've never been addicted to something or you don't know anyone that has an addiction, in that you can't just stop because it's like stopping a whole part of your life. You know, you've let it become this thing that controls you. People with certain addictions, depending on what they're addicted to, do some crazy things to get their hands on what it is they need. So a lot of people get really confused when you think about addictions, and they go right to the higher end and you think of like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and absolutely, you know, you are nuts about something and you need it, you have to have it now, and no one else can take it off you, otherwise shit hits the fan. And addictions don't have to go that far. An addiction's very simply something that you feel that you need. It's never a case of do you want it or do you need it. You actually feel like you need it. Such little things, and people often have addictions that they don't quite realise that they have. People could be addicted to a certain girl group and have way too much merch on their wall, and yeah. But no, we become addicted to things because they make us feel good, they make us happy, they complete us. They take away a lot of the negativity and they seem to only add positivity. I nearly completely stumbled on that. It gets to the point where it becomes routine and it becomes a real habit in your life to have this addiction that, you know, you have to have it every day, you have to have it twice a day, 3 times a day, you know, depending on what you did to it. It could be something you have to have like 50 times a day. And you have to, once you get into this routine, you find yourself unable to get out of it. That's how you know that you're an addict. I mean, we're talking all kinds of things. You could be addicted to things like, you know, smoking, drinking, drugs. It could be a certain food. It could be a certain thing. It's just something that involves repetition, something that has to keep coming back again and again and again. And the more you have, the more you want. And, you know, it just builds and builds and builds. The whole psychological thing behind addictions is that idea of it's something that helps you cope. It's something that in your mind, like I said, it takes away the bad and it only adds good, and it's a coping mechanism. I mean, I myself have never been addicted to anything too bad. I mean, I know a lot of people are really against energy drinks and they go on and on and on about how bad they are for your health, and yes, I was one of these people. Growing up, I was addicted to energy drinks, and I would what's the word? Not overindulge. Overdose. I suppose you can overdose, being is that there are, you know, certain drugs in energy drinks, caffeine, taurine, and yeah, I was very reliant on it. I wouldn't have a good day at a weekend if I knew that I had to go without having one. I was drinking way too much. I mean, I drink coffee now. And it's still caffeine. There's arguments for everything. You know, coffee's bad for you. Energy drinks are bad for you. Breathing's bad for you. Playing with your knob's bad for you. It's like, well, I'm going to drink coffee and play with my knob. And if you've got a problem with that, I just won't film myself doing it. Well, the knob part, I'm drinking coffee on camera, I don't care. But yeah, this is not an energy drink versus coffee debate, but I cut down quite significantly on the energy drinks. Obviously, I suppose, you know, I was probably averaging 10 a week, and now I probably have 1 a fortnight. But I still drink coffee in the mornings and at work because it's coffee. It's not like it's alcohol, you know. It's not like what really bothers me, which is I've heard people say themselves, you know, oh, a party's not a party unless there's alcohol, and or if there's no alcohol, I'm not coming, and or how much drink do you have? Because I drink quite a lot, and it's like I have people that just post on Facebook, and all you ever see is all they're posting about is alcohol and drugs, and I'm just like, I think to me that's a different topic because, you know, a lot of my friends will never admit that they're addicts, they're alcoholics effectively, because they need to keep drinking every time there's any slight event. It has to be, oh, where's the alcohol? It's like, You know, people know that I don't drink, and I don't care. I don't feel like I'm missing out. I don't want to drink because I'm very happy going to a party and drinking kind of Coke, lemonade, Dr Pepper, whatever's there that's non-alcoholic. You know, have as much fun as everyone else. My voice is getting high when I talk, and I don't know why, so I'm just going to end this here. But there are many things that we can do to get over addictions that we have, and again, it's like with a lot of things, the first step is very simply looking at yourself in the mirror and just admitting it and not sugarcoating it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I suppose I'm a little bit. It's, you know, I'm an addict, I'm addicted to this, I'm addicted to that, it's bad, this is why, this is what I'm going to do about it, and set the steps ahead of yourself so you know what you're going to do. For some people, the desire to have whatever it is that they're addicted to can link to a trigger. You know, is something triggering it? Is it stress related? Is it sadness related? Is it anger related? What's kind of making you want what it is that you're into, you know? Sometimes it's a very simple case of finding the trigger and then eliminating the trigger, so there's nothing that sets you off anymore. A very obvious point again is find healthier alternatives. You know, if you're smoking 40 cigarettes a day, I don't know, what else could you find that you can link in your brain to give you the same feeling? Some people get this spot on and they can take a really bad habit and they can turn it into something like going to the gym or running, working out, you know, and getting that same feeling that they need, and suddenly they're not only getting rid of a bad habit, but they're actually adding a real good habit into their life. I know people that have taken up things like drawing or a musical instrument or something that takes your mind off of it, but also gives you that buzz in your brain that you need from whatever it is that you're taking. Sometimes all you need is a friend, or you need to be that friend, you know. If you yourself have the addiction and you just say to your friend, look, I'm not being funny, but if you see me put my hand in my pocket to get out a fag, just punch me in the face. I've been that friend to other people, you know, same the way around. Maybe someone can come up to you and don't kind of be funny about it, you know, just agree to it. If they've said it, do it, you know. I need to cut down on drinking, so if you see me drinking at the bar, rugby tackle me, you know. Kind of have that support from someone else that's going to, in a funny way, kind of help you out by stopping you, almost, even if it is physically stopping you from putting something in your mouth. This one kind of splits because there's two different routine-based methods that you could do. You could either have a time on, time off thing where, you know, you go, okay, so I'm going to have 1 week where I'm going to be normal, and then the next week I'm not going to touch it at all, no matter what, and then if I could do that, have a week on, see if I really, you know, was that week easy? Could you then do a week on and then have 2 weeks off, and then a week on and then 3 weeks off? So eventually, you know, yes, you have these weeks where you're completely, you know, forget trying to get over it. You're doing whatever you're doing, but then suddenly you have like a 6 week period of not. The other way to do it, time related, is to look at how much you indulge in a day or in a week, and slowly start cutting it down. You know, you're drinking, I don't know what example to use, we'll use smoking because it's easiest, you know, from smoking 40 a day to smoking 35 a day to smoking 30 a day to smoking, and just kind of slowly knocking it down until, you know, you're smoking 5 a week, and then you're smoking 4 a week, and then you're smoking 3 a week. It's tough. I mean, when you've got an addiction and you're trying to then get over it, it is tough. You can't just go straight to, oh yeah, I'm going to go from 10 a day to 1 a week. You know, you've got to do it slowly, and it will drive you insane. But when you get there and you realise 1 a day, psh, easy. You know what, screw it, 3 a week, psh, easy, and you feel so good thinking that you're getting over it. But another key point to always consider is don't beat yourself up over it. Yes, you want to be honest, you want to look in the mirror, and you want to be a little bit strict with yourself and say, look, this isn't good for me, I'm addicted to this and I need to sort myself out. But don't really lay into yourself and end up feeling so down because all your friends are out living, you know, they're absolutely fine, and you're sitting there trying to get over an addiction, trying to cope with a bad habit. Just kind of enough to encourage yourself, enough to want to make the change, but not enough to break yourself down completely. And there we have it. Addictions, yes, they are annoying and they are everywhere, but they are purely psychological, and you can rewire your brain and you can get yourself to a state where you don't need to rely on substance. I mean, all along in my head whilst filming this, I've just been assuming things, you know, like I said, smoking, alcohol, drugs. People can be addicted to video games, I suppose is quite a tricky one. I mean, I know I game quite a lot, but I'm also outdoors quite a lot. I think I've got a good mix in my life. Could be addicted to TV, same idea. You know, but it depends on you're the kind of person that, yes, you like to watch TV, but you also like to be outdoors and you like to play with your friends and you like to interact with your family, you know. Just mix it up. As long as you're not doing one thing just a bit too much, then you're probably pretty safe. Yeah, that's another Timmy Talks. I don't know how to end these either, so, you know, I'll just go with the basic. Love you lots. Latest haters. Mwah.